So let's be realistic. I want Caitlin Clark to play. You want Caitlin Clark to play. Everybody wants Caitlin Clark to play. And while she was out, we were all crying for Caitlin Clark to come back. We are fans of basketball, and fans of basketball like to see good players play basketball. So obviously, we all wanted her to be back because the Fever are better when she's out there. Today, she was plus 21 on the court. When Erin McDonald was in place of Caitlin Clark, she was -9. Caitlin Clark had the best plus-minus on the court, even while she shot it bad from the field. Now, she did show up in that fourth quarter, and she was the reason why the Fever were able to get the win. They were looking terrible for the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter where Caitlin Clark wasn't in the game, and then she comes in and they look 10 times better. So obviously there is reason why we want her to play. Everybody wants to see Caitlin Clark out there. We don't want to see her injured, but if she's not ready, don't play her, because this is not just Caitlin Clark right now and the people unsatisfied with watching the WNBA without her right now. This is about the future of this league. It is total incompetence, the highest level of incompetence, to put Caitlin Clark out there and have her play against the dirty refs and the dirty players, both of them, because the players are grabbing her and the refs won't calling. They are playing very hard basketball against Caitlin Clark. It is not wise to have her play if she's not 100%. And I was really irritated in a live watch party today about the minutes we've been playing Caitlin Clark. I heard she was on a minutes restriction. They want to keep her under 30 minutes, right? But why would you play her in 4-minute stretches? Why play her 4 minutes and then sit her for 5 minutes and then play her for 4 minutes and then sit her for 5 minutes? If it's really about just keeping her under the number 30 minutes, then just play her a 10-minute stretch, have her sit out for 6 minutes, play her for 4 minutes, and then play her another 10-minute stretch, have her sit for 6 minutes, and then play her 4 minutes. And then you keep her under that 30-minute mark, but you allow her to play a longer stretch of basketball. That's the Stephen Curry rotation that Steve Kerr loves to use. It makes more sense to go that way with her minutes than do like a 4-minute stretch and then sit her for 5 minutes, unless you think she can't play more than a 5-minute stretch of basketball. Because in this game, there were so many stretches where the Indiana Fever looked spectacular with Caitlin Clark out there, and then she gets benched. Right when the Indiana Fever start to get momentum, she goes out, and then the Indiana Fever look trash against the worst team in the league, a team with 3 wins on the year. They have 19 losses now. They are professional losers. They're professional failures this year. This is a team that knows nothing but losing, and yet this game was very close, and there were stretches where the Connecticut Sun looked like they were going to win the game because Caitlin Clark wasn't on the floor. So, like, you want her to play, and you don't want her to play for just a 4-minute stretch, because right when she gets momentum, that is the point where you totally kill the other team. When she gets momentum, the team is looking good. That's when you take a 10-point lead. That's when you take a 15-point lead. But every single time the Fever got momentum, Caitlin Clark would get benched, and then the Indiana Fever would go back to square one. So obviously, if she's going to be out there and you want to put yourself in the best position to win these games, you need to allow her to play for more than 4 minutes. But if you don't feel comfortable playing her for more than 4 minutes, why is she playing at all? You cannot buckle under the pressure of fans in this situation. You cannot buckle under the pressure of the league in this situation. You can't buckle under the pressure of the rankings tanking in this situation. Caitlin Clark is the entire reason the WNBA is even making money right now. That new TV deal, it rests on Caitlin Clark. All these new fans, it rests on Caitlin Clark. You cannot rush this player back. Like, she is the entire reason the WNBA is even getting any attention right now. I guarantee you I would not be watching the WNBA right now if Caitlin Clark was not in the league. I wouldn't. She is the reason all these eyes are following the league right now. You have to be more cautious with Caitlin Clark, man. If you're putting her out there and there's any potential that she can be injured and she's not 100%, if she's 90%, she don't need to be playing. She has to wait till she's fully ramped up to play. And if it's just the first game that she's coming back and you want to put her on a minute restriction, cool. And then after that, you get her playing full minutes, that's fine. But if you're playing her 4 games in a row on minutes restriction, and then in the 4th game, she gets injured in the 4th quarter, she shouldn't have been playing at all. She shouldn't have been playing at all. And then I saw the clip of her dang near crying on the bench. She was dang near crying. She was dang near moved to tears on the bench. It seemed like Caitlin Clark was really upset. Either she was hurt and the pain was causing her to be really upset, or maybe it was that she knew her season might be over, or that she's going to be out and she might miss the All-Star game in Indiana. Who knows? At first, I didn't think she was crying. I was wrong. It looked like she was dang near in tears on the bench, man. All of this can be prevented if we just keep Caitlin Clark on the bench for the time needed for her to be on the bench. We don't need to rush Caitlin Clark back. She is the cash cow of this league, man. You have to treat her with the utmost delicacy. You have to treat her with the utmost caution, because she's the reason everybody's watching. This is the player you don't rush back. There's some players who are competitive and you allow them to come back quickly. Caitlin Clark is not the one, because she is literally the life of the league, man. You cannot just rush her back. Of all people, not Caitlin Clark. This is just incompetence from her trainers, from her advisors. This is incompetence from the Fever organization. You brought her back too soon. It was obvious that she was not ready because she's been playing these 4-minute bursts. It doesn't make any sense. We were talking about the entirety of the game in the live watch party. I was so confused. Because, like, if she can only play in 4-minute stretches, she probably shouldn't be playing at all. If you can only play her for 4 minutes and then you got to take her out for 5 minutes, and then you play her for more minutes, then you got to take her out for 5 minutes, then she's not ready to go. She shouldn't be out there. And the refs are so trash that they allow the other team to literally maul Caitlin Clark, to hold her. And it's not just Caitlin, it's her teammates too. Aaliyah Boston literally got thrown to the ground from Tina Charles. It was some true thuggery. Look, Sophie Cunningham was running on the baseline with the ball in her hands, and she got pushed out of bounds, and the refs, they don't even call foul on the play. They just let it go. Sophie Cunningham was hot. Literally, Stephanie White called timeout, jumping up and down because of the players grabbing and holding Caitlin Clark in this game, and because of the hand checking they were allowing. All this bull crap. It's obvious that these players are going to do this against Caitlin Clark. They've been doing it since last year. As a coach, you have to be aware of this and know that if you play Caitlin Clark, you're not just putting her in a game like regular players are going into a game. You're putting her into a game against the utmost aggression, the utmost physical abuse. You're not just putting her in a game of regular basketball. You're not putting her in a 3-on-3 game. You're putting her in an MMA brawl. Literally. And it's not me making a joke. It's not me trying to be funny. Like, that's literally what you're putting her into. It does not make sense to bring her back early, especially with all these things that are going on in these games and they're not being accounted for. The refs don't care. They don't seem to care. They're not going to care. They're going to allow it to happen. It's being condoned and almost pushed. They're pushing these players to do this against Caitlin Clark because of the fouls they're allowing. Like what Paige Becker said. Paige Becker said, I'm having to learn to play defense with fouling. How absurd is that? I've had to learn how to play defense while fouling. That is the most absurd line I've ever heard. These players have to learn to play defense while fouling because of how much these refs allow to get by in these games. So there's no reason you should be letting Caitlin Clark play if she's injured. Now she didn't came back and she didn't injure this groin, man, and I wouldn't be too mad at it if it wasn't for the fact that the entirety of the game has been a game of Caitlin Clark coming in and then sitting down after playing for like 4 minutes. It's obvious to everybody that she's not ready. It's obvious to everybody she's not 100%. She needs to be on the bench somewhere rehabbing and getting better because she is more than just a player. She's more than just the fans who wanted to see her play. She is literally the lifeline of this league. She's the reason anyone's even paying attention at this point. You have to treat her with the utmost caution, the utmost respect, man. If you rush Caitlin Clark back and she gets injured and she goes out for a year, bro, this league is done. Imagine she comes back and then she's not 100% and she can never get back to the Caitlin Clark we saw from Iowa. This league will be over. It will be absolutely done for. Nobody's watching this league, especially with the horrible officiating, the lack of skill, the missed layups. Nobody wants to watch this crap with no Caitlin Clark. We all came to see Caitlin Clark and we came to see the revolution that Caitlin Clark is going to bring to the game. Hopefully we could see in a few years more players playing like Caitlin and we can see this league fix up their officiating and maybe these players could start playing better basketball and become more skilled because of the higher level of play that Caitlin Clark has brought to the league. But she's been in a friggin' shooting slump. Nobody wants to see her missing shots, and it might be because she's been injured. That could very well be the reason why she's been in a slump. Now, sure, she has been in a slump before she even got in the groin injury, but she was kind of injured before that. Heck, she was injured in the preseason. So, I mean, we'll see. And I hope she's ready to go next game, but I hope they don't play her. She better not play the next game. If she plays in the next game, I'll know something. They better not play Caitlin Clark in that next game. I want her to be ready. I want her to be healthy enough to play in the next game. I want her to be 80-90%, but I don't want her to play until she's 100% because she is the freaking reason this league is even existing. It's the reason this league is even getting any attention right now. There is no way you need to rush her back and put her at risk of a more serious injury. But I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Shout out to everybody in the live watch party who's watching the stream with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully the Fever can get that win, and hopefully Caitlin Clark will be healthy tomorrow, and it won't be anything too crazy, but she doesn't need to play regardless, in my opinion. I hopefully will not be watching Caitlin Clark play basketball tomorrow because it is obvious that she does not need to be out there, but hopefully she can be back for the All-Star game because everybody wants to see her then, and I want to see her in the three-point contest, man. But yeah, I'm out, y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. Peace out.